Welcome again to another episode of Basic Business Concepts for the Average Person. We're going to be looking at buying a used car versus a new car. My name is Dr. Wilbert Corner. Welcome and welcome. You may have looked at it this way. Society judges you by the car you drive. Just think about it a little bit. Society in which we live judges you by the type of car that you buy. I think this is more prevalent in smaller societies where everybody looks at each other and criticizes each other and judges each other and so on and so forth. Technology has facilitated the modes of transportation that humans use. Animal-driven cars are still being used by certain sections of the Amish society in the United States. And in certain cities, cars are forbidden, so to speak. We look at Venice, Italy, and Lamu, Kenya, and Kirchholm in the Netherlands. No cars are used in these cities. We are aware of railway, river and sea ferry. They're also common in certain parts of the world. Of course, there is air transportation. Fact, car ownership is around 1.2 billion. So 1.2 billion cars are owned by people all around the world. There are also the car rental companies, of course, and you know the car services provided by Uber and Lyft. And of course, as I alluded to, the railway services and the water ferries, they also function as modes of transportation. But for this video, we're going to be focusing on buying a new car versus a used car. Again, we're exploring basic business concepts. Generally, used cars are less expensive to purchase. Their value is reduced because of depreciation. Overall, there is an inverse relationship between the price of a new car and the conditions of the used car and the condition of the other car. Okay, so for example, the used cars, the lower the mileage, the higher the asking price. Have you ever been to a car dealership? You have been, and you understand this. And also, we look at the mileage, the age of the car, the roadworthiness, the body condition. As I said, the lower the mileage, the higher the asking price. A new car, on the other hand, generally costs more. Why? It is new. Alright? It's a basic fact. It is new. So the car dealership asks for more. There are important factors that we must consider whenever we're purchasing a car, whether it's new or used. Income, which we can allot to our car payments, so how much money you have that you can spend on a car on a monthly basis, plus maintenance, etc., etc. Your credit score, which affects how much car you can buy. And also, we look at the primary usage for the purpose of the car, whether it's for work or for pleasure. This video is also short, so we're going to look at some advantages of owning a new car. A new car has a high value. As I said, it is new. The material is new. Mileage is low, etc., etc. It has little or no maintenance, at least in the initial months or years. So maintenance is minimal, and so the problems and the issues are nil in some cases, as long as, of course, all the factors being equal, the car is maintained properly, and so on. And getting a loan approval is more favorable when purchasing a new car. Also, factory warranty exists, rebates, they exist on new cars. And another advantage is the possible leasing is available, unlike for a used car. So these are some advantages of purchasing a new car. And of course, you can also think of others, such as the impression that you make on your neighbors, the impression you make on your friends, and so on. And your position in society seems to be a little brighter because you have a new car with a bright color. You may ask, any disadvantages of buying a new car? Of course, your insurance may increase. And, technically, ownership does not transfer to you until the final payment is made. So you sometimes feel pressured that you gotta be very careful with this new car. An average person thinks that way. I'm sure you can think of other possible disadvantages of owning a new car. Let us look at the advantages of owning a used car. Of course, in the used car business, there's some that are certified, and many of them, or most of them, are not certified. The certification allows for a certain level of warranty. And of course, it varies from dealership to dealership. So you may, for example, buy a used car which is relatively new. Because of depreciation, of course, the price is low, but then you may get a good deal. And especially if it's owned by a single owner. What I've learned is cars owned by older people, not offending anybody, they're normally kept properly, serviced on time, etc., etc. So if that vehicle is sold privately, or it traded in and it is sold by a dealership, then the buyer typically gets an excellent deal. Another advantage of buying a used car is that the replacement parts are sometimes easily sourced. Okay, they are generally generic parts and they're easily sourced. And they are cheaper. So you can get a fantastic deal if buying a used car. Disadvantages? You may think there are many. Not really. Alright, but some of the disadvantages of buying a used car: you may buy a lemon. You may buy a lemon because you do not know what you're buying, and you may be the unlucky one. Depreciation can advance quickly if care and attention are not consistent. You don't take care of your car, or the previous owner didn't take care of his or her car, and you bought this car, depreciation can advance at a much quicker rate. Sometimes another disadvantage is the cost of maintaining the car can be so high, it can accumulate so that you end up wasting your money. And it's a risk that the buyer takes. So we're looking at new versus used car. The final decision rests on you. As a consumer, you have to inform yourself as to what are the deals that are available. You get help. Please ensure that the dealership is as honest, the salesperson is as honest as possible with you. You have the ability to pay for the car. You have the ability to maintain the car. And You also have the ability to use the car sensibly. People buy cars and they do not make good use of the cars. You buy the car, you want to buy a car to go to work, you buy a fancy car. Again, it's up to you, but then you have to be careful of what you do. As I said, this is a short video, and we did not go into the intricacies of cost analysis. This isn't the purpose for this particular video. I said basic business concepts for the average person. And so at this point, I want to thank you for viewing. Please subscribe, please like, please share. Again, my name is Dr. Wilbert Connor. Have a great day.